Come in, come in. Hi, welcome to Eurobank.
Thank you, Paul. Let me give you my card.
Have a seat.
Thank you very much, thank you. My name is Steve Capper, and we're here today really to try and organise, to understand a little bit more about your organisation, and really our purpose is to ask you some questions, listen to some of your issues, and really to be able to then go back and start preparing a few things in our organisation so that when we start presenting ideas to you, we have a much more solid idea of some of the issues you've got. Is this your interpretation, Paul, as well?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I've been talking to your account manager about, so that's great.
Okay, excellent. Perhaps if I could start by asking you a little bit more about your role and responsibility inside the organisation.
Okay, well, my role, as you know, is the IT director, and really the responsibilities are in two parts. The first part is to make sure that IT operations is fully supporting the business and the business needs. So on a day-to-day operation, we have full support for the business. And the second responsibility I have is really to provide vision with the business for new markets and new opportunities and how IT can support that.
Right. Mike gave me some information regarding some of the issues that you've got, but perhaps if you could share with me some of the major considerations that you've got today and some of the factors and issues that really you're looking for our organisation to help you with.
Okay, well, I've been talking to Mike about three major issues that I have today. First one is availability. Secondly, we've been discussing the performance of my systems, and I do have also some issues with vendor reliability and some vendor support problems.
Okay, right. Well, let's maybe, if we could take these in sequential order, let's start with availability. Can you very briefly give me an idea of what you see as the major problem?
Good question, Steve. I think my major problem with availability is my ATM network. My cash machines go down when the volume of usage is at its highest, and I have no real idea of the root cause of why this is happening. And this is costing the bank a lot of money. In fact, Steve, this is a huge problem, and I really need to get this problem fixed as soon as possible.
Right. You said it's costing you a huge amount of money. Is it possible to share with me some idea of the magnitude of this, of the money involved, of the dollars involved?
Well, I can't share the cost with you, Steve, but you believe me, it's a huge problem, and this is the number one problem on my radar screen at this time.
Right. Okay. Do you have any idea of why this problem has actually occurred and why you have to live with this problem on a day-to-day basis?
Well, as I said, in the root cause is not really known. We have diverse systems, and we really haven't invested in where we are or where we need to be today, and so we have problems with our procedures. We have complex integration issues, and we really haven't invested in the right places in the past.
Okay. Would it be possible for you or some of your people either now or tomorrow to provide me with some idea of the configuration, the hardware and the software that you actually run now to drive your ATM environment?
I think, Steve, if you're going to help me with the configuration, then you need to speak to my people, and you need to have an idea of exactly what the configuration is. So I can introduce you to the people who have those details after the meeting, if you like.
Excellent idea. You mentioned before that it is costing you a large amount of money for this availability problem. is there any other business impact that you're suffering with regard to this specific problem?
That's an interesting question, Steve. I think the biggest impact is the credibility of the bank. You can imagine that if people are trying to use the bank's services and they're not available, then they are going to go and use a competitor's systems, and that ultimately means that we will lose our customers. And we have some statistics to show that that's happening.
Oh, yeah, that's a major problem. That's something we will definitely also have to think about.
It certainly is.
Yes. Regarding, on a slightly different topic, can you give me some idea of your vision or where you see the bank in the next 12 to 24 months?
Well, Steve, I have to deal with this problem, so I have a short-term vision for problem solving, specifically with the availability issue. But then I really have to look at the budget that we have. We will still invest, but I have to keep my costs under control. So I'm looking at probably cutting costs between 8 to 10% over the next 12 months. And really, I need to be in a position where IT operations and our IT systems are much more agile in 12 months' time to support the move into new markets and new business opportunities.
Right. Well, regarding this 8 to 10% reduction of in overall costs, can you give me some idea of what you plan to do in that space, or at least have some idea of where the future direction lies with regard to that problem?
Okay, well, we have to simplify our systems. We have to look at our internal operations and control costs there, but I'm also looking externally at our vendor costs and perhaps some consolidation in that area too.
Okay. You also mentioned very briefly the new markets that you might be moving to. Do you think this is going to need a change in your approach, or a consolidation, or a new thinking with regard to hardware and software?
Well, Steve, the new markets will mean new applications. They'll mean moving into a web environment, so we'll have new platforms, and we will have to provide that with support for the business in mind at the same time.
Okay. Well, Paul, I've actually got a large amount of information excuse me, at the present time, so thank you very much for your time. What I'd like to do next is we'll go have a think back at the office. Mike and I will sit down, work out a strategy. We'd like to come and see you next week, maybe on Thursday or Friday, and we'd like to share, just between the two of us, an idea of what we think the solution is, and then you've got the capability of saying, I like this, I don't like this, and then the two of us, your organisation, you and our organisation, can begin to present some ideas to your people and to your management in the future. Is this a good idea?
That's fine, Steve. I think with that approach and your experience in this area, that could work really well, and that could help me. Okay.
So what I'll do is I'll give you a call, and between then and now, if I have any questions, can I give you a call as well?
Yes, please feel free to call me or my office, and we will find the right person for you to speak to, depending on what questions you have.
Okay. Well, one last question is that if you could supply me with a list of the people that you believe that will be coming along to the presentation in 2 weeks' time, so that we've got an idea of how we need to present those ideas to those people. Is that okay?
That's fine. Let's develop the presentation and get the right people to come to it.
Excellent. Well, Paul, thank you very much for your time, and I look forward to seeing you next week, and we can really begin to get our organisations together and have a solid idea of the